Come here! Let's go. Give me a flipper.
All right. Welcome to Amateur Hour, episode 81. I'm keeping track now.
Is it 81?
Yeah, it's 81.
I thought it was 81 last time. I thought it was like 72 last time.
We're getting off in the weeds already. Coming to you recorded from either Madison's on Dallin or Dan's Discount Biscuit Shack on Washington Boulevard in Nantucket.
Well, Dan's Discount Biscuit Shack is sponsoring our microphones.
Our microphones?
Yes.
Yep. Well, anyway, so as most of you know, who would listen to this sort of thing, we did not have a tournament this weekend because, honestly, we didn't have enough teams sign up. So we had our board meeting today, and I kind of wanted to let you guys in on the stuff we talked about. If any of you listening to this want to be involved, we strongly encourage you. We could use all the help we can get, and we really do want to make this as best it could be. So, first thing is the Spring League. Oh, by the way, I'm here with Troy.
Hey, hey.
And Aaron.
Hola.
And Walt.
Hola.
And Colin.
Hello.
Good job.
Hello.
Good drop in.
You sounded all British. Hello.
So, first off, we're going to start the Spring League on March 6th, 2022. And we're shooting for 8 to 10 weeks. We want to get you guys input on whether or not to play on Easter. So, let us know if you want to comment. Let us know your thoughts. And if you want to play, please get with us as soon as possible so we can get these spots filled and get our tournament thing going. Now, on to rule stuff. Troy has created an overtime idea that we've adopted.
Not an overtime.
No, not overtime. Sorry, a make it, take it option that we have decided to adopt today, and I'll let him explain it.
All right. So I think we talked about this on the last podcast. Maybe I can't remember, but we've decided to implement the make it, take it rule, which can be implemented inside of 2 minutes of the first half or second half. You score a touchdown, you can implement the make it, take it rule and get the ball back. You have to have both of your timeouts to enforce this rule, which in that case, it takes away both of your timeouts. You get the ball at the 20. You get one play to get a first down. If you don't get the first down, the other team gets the ball wherever you're down. So it gives you the opportunity to get the ball back after a score, but it also, it takes away both of your timeouts and you only get one play. So if you do get the first down, then the drive continues as normal. You get 4 downs after that. But you could get stopped short and the other team gets the ball right back. So it does. It could help you, but it also could hurt you.
Right, and it's just one more gasp of life.
Yeah. Say you're down by a couple points. You just scored and you want to try to score again to get ahead or ice the game away. You can get the ball back. So it could help you or it could hurt you.
Yeah, so we're trying to make it more fun this year, just throw in a few more little things. We want to remind you guys that you can kick field goals. The field goal rule is that you kick it from the line of scrimmage with nobody trying to block it or contest it, and you have to kick it from the ground. So you got to be 3 points.
A person holds it, but
someone has to hold it. We don't just put it on the ground like a watermelon. Kick it. Okay, so we've also talked about doing a skills competition for the Spring League, and that's going to be longest pass, longest punt, passing for accuracy, and 40-yard dash, and an 80-yard dash. So we'll come up with a formula to average out all those things.
And an 800-meter dash.
Well, why don't we just do like a marathon?
We're just gonna do a full track competition.
A shot put and a discus, But they're all like crappy things. Like the shot put's like a piece of metal from my yard, and the discus is a frisbee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a frisbee with like a weight on one end, which is all oblong.
It's like on the inside of wheels for your car. Like you're just gonna weight it. But anyway, we're going to do a skills competition with some prizes. And the last thing we're going to tell you guys about is for the Spring League, we want to try doing an upper division and a lower division. So if we have 8 teams, we want to put 4 of you guys in an upper division and 4 of you guys in a lower division. That way the games are more competitive. You're not playing a really hard team twice. We're still going to try to make it so everyone plays each other, but we want to make it so that the games are more competitive. And there's a way to move up from the lower division to the upper division. And if your team's going through a slump, maybe a way to move back down to the lower division in the next leagues. So that's something we want to try because it's really frustrating if you're starting a new team and you can't get a win in because you're brand new to the sport.
Yes.
So that's what we have talked about today. Also, I'm sorry, we wanted to try to recruit new board members. So if any of you guys want to help us, we would really appreciate it. I think we have probably the best flag football league that's been in the area. I don't know of another one that puts more work in anywhere I'm familiar with. We put games on the internet, videos, and everything else. So, yes, ma'am. So if you want to help us, we want to incentivize it. And if you want to come out to a board meeting, we'll put them online. We'll put them on text. And also, we'll feed you.
At the board meetings,
Yeah.
you get a free meal.
You get a free meal
at the
board
field.
meetings. And at the field, we're going to have pizza for you and maybe something else. But we want to incentivize it and kind of give you something for helping us out. And all that's required to help is to help us determine rules, pick up the field a little bit, video a game here and there. Just help out in very easy ways. So if you want to do any of that stuff, please let us know, whether at the field or by email or anywhere else. Also, we're going to start a new thing where if you want to video your game videoed, you can either bring someone out there to video your game. It could be anybody. We'll show them how to use the equipment. Or we're going to have a surcharge on the league entry fee because we just can't have people videoing for free all day long. We're pretty stretched thin as it is, so we have to pay somebody. So instead of the $225 for the league or $250, your entry fee would be $350 for the league, just to pay the videographer.
Yes.
So that is what we have discussed today. Anything else, Troy, on that?
No. That's I think it was a pretty productive meeting today. I really do. That was, especially writing it all down, really helped.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Yeah, that really
I had
helps.
an agenda.
Yes. I see agenda, exclamation point.
Yes. Aaron, do you have anything?
Not too much other than what's already been said, but just remember, more hands means less work for everybody. So a couple of y'all guys step up. It'll help us out a bunch, and it'll help the league out a bunch because we can focus on more things outside of what the normal is. So that's all I have to say. An hour of your time a week, you already probably hang out before and after the game, so why not come up and film something or help us even with the clock or breaking down the field.
Yeah, and on that, you can bring your children out there and tell them go pick up trash for the next 20 minutes, and you don't have to do anything. Just watch those little kids pick up trash.
Yep.
Colin,
No.
anything at all?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes. I do not have anything to say.
Okay, good job. Walt, anything before the next segment?
No, I don't. I'm with Colin on this one.
Good.
Good.
All right.
I like it. That's how I like it.
So in the next segment, we're going to do Super Bowl predictions, right?
Okay.
Or do you want to do your sports
No,
topic
we'll
first?
do that. It's fine.
Okay. Well, stay tuned for the arbitrary music. We're back. We
We're
usually say
back.
that. Okay, yeah, you did a good job.
I was waiting. It was a dramatic pause.
Oh, okay. So we're going to give you guys some Super Bowl predictions from the folk here at the table and also our wide range of traveling reporters who you've heard from before. Troy doesn't like this,
Well,
but that's okay.
I liked it until I had to try to find one.
Well,
I couldn't find him. I couldn't find him.
If you can't find them, that's okay.
couldn't
But
find
I found the other ones. They each have their predictions.
Okay.
All right. So who wants to go first with their Super Bowl prediction?
Colin does.
I say the Bengals win 23-20 in overtime.
What do you base this on?
My brain, I don't know.
Dynamite. Who do you think will be the MVP?
I think Joe Burr will be the MVP.
Joe what?
Joe Burr.
Joe. Okay. Perfect. How do you say the other
Or
quarterback's
Jamar
name?
Chase. Matthew Stafford.
So it's only Joe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good job. Hang on. Before Troy, we're going to reach out to our tech reporter,
Okay.
Rick Hard Drive Hardy. Rick, are you there? Yes, Tony, I'm here. I ran all the numbers. I mostly focused on internet memes trending heavily toward Joe Burrow. He's known as Big Dick Joe in some circles, and Matt Stafford has almost no digital footprint. Bengals by 3.2. Thanks, Rick. That was really good.
Wow. It's pretty detailed.
Yeah, he's a very detailed guy. He's got Bengals by 3.2.
3.2. That's a good one. Good for him.
All right, Troy, what you got?
I've put zero thought into this since the 49ers were eliminated in the NFC Championship game. So I'm going to say the luck of the Bengals is going to prevail over the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I think it's going to be Rams. No, it's going to be Bengals 34-24.
Bengals 34-24. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
And basing that just on the fact that I think the Bengals have the magic right now, and the Rams have Odell Beckham Jr., and he's willing to implode on his team, I bet.
He's done it before.
Yeah,
in a
so-
big spot, he can implode. It's
Yeah.
like a big star.
Yeah.
Well, kind
So
of. Okay, cool.
that's what I'm going with. And
Okay, before we get to Aaron, we have our fashion reporter, Chad. Chad, are you there? Yes, this is Chad. I've taken special care to look at the team's little uniforms. They're all very handsome. And you know what they say, yellow and blue, loser is you, and orange and black, got a big sack. Tiger team by 8. Thanks, Chad. That was
they're
good.
putting in more effort than we are, I'll tell you that.
Well, they do. They're reporters. They're our
that's what they do.
guys.
That's what they do, yeah.
I mean, yes, it is what they get paid for.
Good.
Aaron, go ahead.
I'll take the Rams by 7. Cooper Kupp, MVP of the game. I think Donald, Von Miller, and Ramsey. I think they got a good defense going on.
I just got those names confused, and I thought Donald Vaughn. I don't know who that is. And then you said and I thought Ramsey was another person.
That's 3 different people.
Oh.
I really like the defense for the Rams. I think it's clutch.
I said the Bengals would win, but now that I think about it, I don't really care because I want Matthew Stafford to win.
Well, I don't
a
care
Super Bowl
either.
because his career is kind of wasted.
Who do you think will
By Joe Burrow, but
This is fantastic.
I won't be mad if Matthew Stafford wins
He's doing great.
That's good.
because I want him to win a Super Bowl. Also, I want Odell Beckham Jr. to win a Super Bowl. So
Oh, see, everything now
Okay.
everything I've said, he's just changed
Yeah.
his mind because of everything I've said.
Well, Colin's always thinking. He's a thinking man.
When you
All
say
right.
Joe Burrow, it sounds like a machine gun, like Burrow.
That's
Aaron
what it is.
said,
Yeah.
Aaron said that when Colin says Joe, brr, it sounds like a machine gun, and apparently that is the idea.
That's his nickname, Machine Gun Joe.
Is it really?
No.
I thought it was machine gun. Chad just said somebody just said his nickname was Big Dick Joe.
That was Hard Drive Harden that said
Oh,
that.
it was Rick Hard Drive. That was 2 or 3 people ago. I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember.
mean, what Chad would say, well, you would think Chad would say something
All
about.
right. Well, before
Yeah.
we get to Walt, we'll reach out to Tom Poonluck, the financial guy. Now look, he gets a bit esoteric sometimes with his financial terms, so you're just gonna have to bear with him. Tom, are you there? Yes, I am here. This is Tom Poonluck. While the Bears are fearful of an upset and market fluctuation, the Bulls are playing an entirely different sport and nearly certain of a slam dunk for the favorites. But personally, I have placed 7 million rupee on the Rams 24-8. Should I win my wager, I will profit $14 US. Tom Poonluck signing off.
That wasn't much of a report. That was just his gambling addiction.
He's got a problem. All right, well, it's time for Walt. Walt, go ahead.
Cowboys by 12. Oh wait, actual Super Bowl prediction.
This is not 30 years ago.
This isn't.
This
on
is not
Madden.
1996.
This isn't Madden.
I'm in the wrong generation. Okay, so I'm going to be just going to throw this out there. I'm going to be pulling for the Bengals, but I think the strength of
He's
the
gonna be
Bengals.
pulling off the Bengals.
Or let me put it this way: the weakness of the Bengals is their offensive line, and the strength of the Rams will be, their defense. I don't care how good Joe Burrow is.
Joe who?
Joe Burrow. I don't think you can overcome all that pressure in your face. I was waiting, Troy. I set you up for that one.
I've come over pressure in my face all the time.
So, So I'm going to be pulling for the Bengals, but I believe it's going to be like 34-17 Rams. Not even close.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's not bad. I kind of like that prediction. It's close to what I'm going to say. All right, so
you made like a weird face when I had my Rams prediction.
Aaron,
Like, he disagrees
Aaron is
with me.
concerned with Walt's face during his prediction.
Yeah.
He screwed his face up a little bit.
He had pressure in his face.
All right, so here's our last reporter. As our last guy that works for us, Chet Stetson Skinner.
Well, he's our sports guy.
Yeah, that's why I saved him for the last one. Chet, are you?
This is Stetson Skinner. And I'm just going to say it. This is a damn Super Bowl with two random-ass teams. But you know what? Screw it. LA 35-21. Thanks, Chet.
All right.
That wasn't bad. He's kind of done with this.
I'm surprised he even knew who was in the game.
Well, no, he's on the ball. Remember, he knew about Ghost.
He did.
He knew their secrets. They could come up in you.
They come inside.
They come inside you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I have a shot glass that says so.
Yeah. I will give you guys my sage prediction based on very little. I think I'm kind of opposite of you, Troy, in that I think Bengals' luck is done. I think they were pretty fortunate to get here. I don't think they're really that great, and I think LA is awesome. So I'm going to go Rams 42, LA 14. I'm sorry, Rams 42, Bengals 14.
Yeah, they're going to beat the city of LA
intramural
also, yeah.
scrimmage there.
Yeah.
Well, I do have, before we go, a couple of special guests. Did something happen?
No.
Oh, you gave me a
You're
look.
about to get loud, and it's not very loud.
Was I getting
here.
loud?
No, I'm saying
Okay.
you're about to, and it's not very loud in here.
No, I do have a couple of special guests that they called in and they sort of demanded to.
Always.
They sort of demanded to. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Just set it down there. Thank you. Doing my best. Once again, we're at the situation where we're patching it's a corded phone this time into the computer. It's got that slot.
Yeah, you have to plug
Okay.
it in, yes.
All right, so Sarah, go ahead and patch them in. Troy hates this.
I just know who's calling. I know who's calling.
And it's obviously Bo Onion Tippman on the line.
I knew it. Tittyman.
Bo, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, how y'all doing? You know, I've been watching these teams like a hawk. I watch them every week. I put one eye on the team and one eye on the door frame because the ostriches sometimes they get me through the door. But I've been watching them Rams. They got the hooving claws. And the Bengals, they got them pawed talons. It's going to be a cat fight and a mule fight or whatever a ram is. Anyway, that all being said, I got the Bengals by a nipple. Bye.
There you go.
Bengals by a nipple.
Bengals by a
bloody
nipple. That was
milky
the
nipple.
that was the Bo Onion Tippman. That was the Bo Onion Tippman prediction.
Titman prediction.
Now you know we have one more guy, right?
I know who's calling.
Okay.
I know.
Bill Peterson, are you there?
This is Bill Peterson.
Hey, Bill. You called in. You somehow know we're at
Y'all talking about that Super Bowl?
Yeah, Bill, we're talking about the Super Bowl. Do you have a prediction on the Super Bowl?
Well, your big cats eat your big birds, and that's why I can't suffice to support the murder of a crow or a falcon or an ostrich. That's why I will take the friend of all nearly flightless birds, the ram, by 29,000.
29,000? Is that like the point total?
Yes.
Okay. You have any questions for Bill before we let him go?
Did you order your onion rings? They're ready. Was it you that ordered the onion rings?
I did order the onion rings.
Well, they're ready. You should come in and get them. I see you sitting outside in your car.
No, you can't see me. These binoculars are camouflage.
I like how Colin turned and looked out the window.
Did you see Bill? Is Bill outside with his camouflage binoculars and the sweat dripping from his mustache?
So they're camouflage binoculars, so you can't see the binoculars.
Yeah, all you
him
see is
holding
Bill.
His hands up. He's
Yeah.
holding his hands up.
Yeah, sweat pouring down his mustache.
dip stain down the shirt.
We got one strand of skull tobacco stain just kind of down.
Stop talking about me.
That's not Bill. he hung up long ago. We saw him peel out of the parking lot. Well, anyway, that's our Super Bowl predictions. If you guys want to play along, put your Super Bowl prediction in the comments, and whoever gets closest to the actual score will win a shirt. How's that?
I like it.
Cool? All right. Okay, I think we have one more thing, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so stay tuned just for a minute. Okay, welcome back to the third and final segment here. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. It's Troy's pick a topic time.
Yeah, I usually do a question. I decided not to do a question this time.
Okay.
Because I've been listening to this. I've been listening to this podcast called Up and Vanished. It's about a
Up and Vanished?
It's about a murder of a teacher in this a disappearance of a teacher in small town Georgia.
Okay.
And the guy that started the podcast, he was a amateur, or like a filmmaker, and he got into this topic of, he'd never been a podcast before, and it got me thinking, like, if I ever did a podcast, what would other than this one, if I did like my own podcast, what topic would it be about?
Right.
And I thought of, I guess it would be like the inner workings of sports stories, what, not just the scores and the stats, but the details of plays and games.
Okay.
So the first topic that I came across that I feel it's my opinion, and maybe other people's, but this is opinion, and it's called the Blake Gideon effect.
Okay.
Blake Gideon was a defensive back for the University of Texas, and it's my point of contention that Blake Gideon cost the University of Texas back-to-back national championships from the 2008 season and 2009 season.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through both of those seasons and the reasons why he personally lost two national championships for Texas. Blake Gideon, the white defensive back for the University of Texas.
Okay.
So, all right. So let's start with the 2008 season. 2008, Texas started the season ranked number 10 in the nation. Won their first 5 games, got up to number 5. They played Oklahoma, number 1 ranked Oklahoma, and beat them 45-35. They went on a run of playing all these undefeated teams. They played the next week. They played undefeated number 11 ranked Missouri and beat them. Then they played Oklahoma State, beat them. Lost to Texas. They were undefeated. Lost to Texas Tech, who was undefeated. And we'll get back to that game in a minute.
Okay.
They ended up going on a run of beating all these teams. They beat A&M at the end of the season 49-9, which was the largest margin ever in that rivalry.
Okay.
But that ended up, at the end of the season, it ended up being Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Texas all tied with 1 loss. And they'd all beat each other. Oklahoma beat Texas Tech. Where's the score? Oklahoma beat Texas Tech 65-21 after Texas Tech had beaten Texas. So with that, it ended up being a 3-way tie, and Oklahoma ends up going to the national championship because they were the team that lost earliest.
Right.
Basically, that's how if you lose early, it's okay. You lose later, it's not good. So it ended up being Oklahoma winning the Big 12 championship, going to the national championship game against Florida, and losing to Florida 24-21.
Okay.
So back to the Texas Tech game.
Right.
Texas is beating Texas Tech by 5 or 6. There is a play under 30 seconds left. The ball gets tipped in the air. It's just floating in the air. Blake Gideon runs underneath it, basically like catching a punt. So it's falling down, hits him in his chest, falls to the ground. The next play, they throw a touchdown pass to the corner. Michael Crabtree catches it, ends the game. They win 39-33.
Okay.
So, and that ended up Texas at that point would have played in the national championship game and would have beaten Florida. Texas was running through all these undefeated teams and was the best team in the country at that point. But they didn't
unless Blake Gideon messed up at the end and they lost to Florida.
Could have possibly.
Isn't that the same catch, the one where those two DBs missed the tackle on
Well, yeah,
Crabtree?
but it never would have happened if he doesn't just intercept that pass.
Go ahead.
And
No,
it all
you're-
started from that point.
No, this is all hanging together. Go ahead.
So,
You got it.
And so they did not play in the championship game the 2008 season, 2009. The next season, they play in the national championship. They get all the way, played to the national championship against Alabama. The first drive of the game, Alabama gets the ball. They go 3 and out. They punt it. They're going to punt from the 20-yard line. Well, they fake the punt and throw a pass to the sideline, and Blake Gideon dives and intercepts the ball with no Alabama receiver anywhere around, intercepts it at the 36-yard line. Later that drive, they get all the way down to Texas gets down to the 11-yard line. The next play, Colt McCoy runs a quarterback keeper around the side, gets hit on the shoulder, busts up his shoulder, he's out of the game. They end up kicking a field goal on that drive, and then they get the ball back on a fumbled kickoff, kick another field goal. The quarterback that took Colt McCoy's place went 15 of 40 for 186 yards with 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. One of the interceptions was right at the end of the first half. He threw a shovel pass, and they picked it off and scored. Later in the game, when Texas is trying to come back, they're down by like 3. The quarterback fumbles the ball. Alabama gets it, ends the game basically. They lose 37-21. So Colt McCoy was the leading passer in the nation. He threw for 76% completion percentage, was a 70% completion percentage for his 4-year career, and would not have gone 15 of 40 and threw 4 interceptions in that game.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Texas would have probably won that national championship if Colt McCoy was in it. So that interception that Blake Gideon had, if he just knocks the ball down, they get the ball at the 20-yard line instead of the 36.
Okay.
And Colt McCoy doesn't get hurt because they've already scored instead of him getting hit at that line. He stays in the game. Texas wins the national championship. Therefore, Blake Gideon cost Texas 2 back-to-back national championships in 2008 and 2009.
Well, okay. So that's the topic.
That's it.
Okay, so that's it.
That's my whole
Sure,
thing.
go ahead.
I've condensed it down real small.
Are we commenting on it? Or
Yes,
are we
yes.
done?
Say words.
Aaron?
I still think even on the next play in 08 against Tech, those DBs should have had that tackle regardless.
The tackle doesn't need to be made if he doesn't intercept. If he just intercepts the pass, the game's over. They snap the ball. Then Texas has the ball. They kneel on it. Game's over.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, like any play, anything can happen. I mean, if they made the tackle on that play with Crabtree, then
They don't have to make the tackle if he intercepts it on the play before.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. That's the whole argument.
gotcha. Okay.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Aaron.
No,
You
just,
can say mean things to him. Look at him.
I'm just giving you. That's not what you're saying. Has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
You're an idiot. Is what he's saying.
I guess what I'm saying is like anything could literally happen on any play. Like, what if in the championship they called a play to the other side where it didn't affect his shoulder? Like, I mean, you could pick out any play from any part of any game and be like, well, this is where everything changed.
I know, but my argument is these plays are what end up happening. I'm talking about the plays that actually happened.
So I have a question for you.
That would have turned everything
Well,
would have been totally different if
my-
these plays didn't happen.
My question for you then is the 49ers loss in their last game due to the one guy at the end dropping the interception? Matt Stafford threw it directly to a defensive
Possibly,
player.
but that had happened. There was still 9 minutes to go in the game when that happened. When Blake Gideon
Was
dropped
there?
yes, there was still 9 minutes to go. They were
Well, what about all the other mistakes that Texas made in those games? He's not accountable for
I know,
those.
but that's what my argument is. That interception.
I'm arguing against
If
you.
he intercepts that pass, they go to the national championship game that
Right,
year.
but if they had
It's
made
all he had
other
to do is-
mistakes in the first part of the game, they may have gone easier.
Exactly right. But I'm saying at that exact moment, that's the one play
I just
that
don't
is
think you
floating
can
there in
blame
the air.
one defensive
Yes.
back for a loss.
Yes.
I mean, I think
Watch the play then.
it doesn't matter what happened in the play. You can't hang a loss on one play. You hang a
I'm
loss
saying,
on a whole game.
I'm
worth
saying
of stuff.
that exact
And unless-
play lost that game for them.
So-
Same thing with the other game.
Did Colt McCoy or anybody throw any interceptions in that game?
Colt McCoy, he was only in the play for only game for one
Or, I'm
drive.
sorry, did the quarterback throw any interceptions in that game? Texas quarterback.
He threw 4.
Oh,
That's what I said. That was the whole argument. He
no,
threw
the
4
first game, not the. I'm talking about the first game
Against
you were talking
Texas
about.
Tech?
Yes.
I didn't look up his stats.
Okay. Did they have any fumbles? Did they have any sacks? Did they have any other blown assignments that could have flopped the game? I'm just saying.
Yes, obviously. That's
it's
every
a team
football
sport.
game.
I don't
Yes.
think you can hang a loss on one person.
If he
especially
intercepts the
not
pass,
if-
they win the game.
in that one play, true, but not in the entire game. You had ample opportunity. I remember that game. Texas should have won that game, not just because of that interception. They played like shit.
Yes, they did.
So the whole team lost, not just one guy.
But if that play gets made, the game's over.
Yeah, and if
The next play
bullfrogs
doesn't
had
happen.
wings, they could fly and probably be more edible because you could eat the wings with sauce.
Yeah. This is true.
Walt?
I have nothing of value to add to this conversation.
That's why you should speak.
I mean, I agree. You can't, you win and lose. Like, football's a team sport. It's the reason the Bucks did not go to the Super Bowl this year. I mean, they had the greatest player of all time. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but Jesus Christ, he's the best player of all time.
You're going to call him Jesus.
He's close to Jesus Christ when it comes to football. But, I mean, Jesus Christ, he's not. I mean, he's the greatest player of all time, but they lost. Why? Offensive line play, defensive play, whatever. It's a team game. You can have the best players put together, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. Yeah, if home dude makes the interception, the next play doesn't happen. But also, if they would have scored on their opening drive, the momentum shift. There's all kinds of what ifs, what could haves in every game, every sport, every team sport, and I don't think you can hang it on one guy.
I'm hanging it on one person,
Colin,
Blake Gideon.
do you think you can hang a loss on one person?
I don't think so. I do not think you can hang a loss on one single person, because if the whole team makes mistakes, then that's the whole team's fault. And you're not gonna have a game where you don't make at least one mistake.
Yes, but both teams made mistakes. Both teams made plays. This is the one play that one guy did not make that ended up losing the game.
Yeah, but a bunch of people don't make plays the whole game.
Yep, that's
They could-
football.
There's a missed
The
tackle.
guy had a
every
chance to
game.
make one play and didn't make it. Lost the game.
You know what you sound like? You sound like a Dallas Cowboys fan who blames every loss in America on the Dallas Cowboys on Tony Romo. And nobody wants
No, they
to
blame
talk about.
No, Cowboy fans blame the referees for all their losses.
No, I'm a Cowboys fan, and everybody just wants to blame Tony Romo. Tony Romo didn't do this. Nobody wants to talk about the defense didn't show up for any of those games, and that he had the best fourth quarter stats. I mean, but yeah, to hang it, like I agree. One person's play does matter more than another's, and typically the quarterback play matters more. I think everybody would agree with that. Yeah. So maybe you can hang the loss on a quarterback, but to hang a loss on a defensive back, there's video evidence of this going on right now.
But okay, so what? So if Blake Gideon,
Next play with the free catch touchdown.
so hang on, Blake Gideon was the starting defensive back, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that they would have had better play out of the backup guy? I mean, so they still would have lost then if they put the backup in, because he wasn't obviously as good as Blake Gideon. So he wouldn't even have been in the position to win the game.
He just saw it.
I mean, I'm sure it's a horrible play.
It was a catchable ball.
Well, obviously, but if you're going to hang that loss on him, then you have to hang the loss on the 49ers defensive back that dropped the.
No, because this would have ended the game. They would have taken a knee the next play.
Are you sure that it was 9 minutes
Yes,
left when he
I
dropped
watched
that?
the game. It just happened last week. I was very into that game. They were up by 3. He dropped
But
it.
why does it make a difference if it's 9 minutes left or 30 seconds left? He still dropped a giant, crucial interception. I mean, yeah, I know that one would essentially end the game for them, but these things add up over time. Like a kicker who misses an extra point in the third quarter and you lose by 1 point, your kicker had a big hand or foot in you not doing so well at the end of the game. I just think it's a whole team effort. I don't think you can.
See, that's why I'd rather do this by myself and not have you tell me stupid stuff that you're wrong about.
I agree that I'm wrong, but I do love you. You're very pretty.
Well,
It works with
it doesn't
talking
help.
out.
Doesn't help now. It's not helping me now.
But Aaron, you're a very nice-looking man. I like your glasses, and your hat, and your shirt.
What did we say that was?
I can't remember those.
Too many
Too many effing ribs, buddy.
Too many fried ribs.
Too many fried ribs. Too many fried ribs, buddy. Well, anything else? That was fun.
No, I'm not ever doing this again.
I liked it. I thought it
Nope.
was a good time.
No, you said I was wrong the whole
I
time.
just didn't agree with you. It's
You-
okay. We
nope.
can disagree. We
Nope.
disagree on a lot of things.
Nope, everything I say is what I'm.
You have an
supposed
Astros hat on, and I don't recognize baseball as a sport.
This is true. It's really it's not a sport right now.
Oh, I can say.
Has potential to not come back.
Yeah.
Aaron, you had something.
I think one thing I've learned in this conversation is I think Troy has a problem with white safeties. I'm a little suspect.
Hang on, let me do the litmus
Yes,
test.
yes.
How do you feel about John Lynch?
White people are not good at football. They don't need to be playing football.
What is that one for the Rams? Eric Weedle?
Eric Weedle?
Weddle?
Weddle?
Yeah, he's
I don't
he,
know.
Retirement
see he retired. He was so bad.
Jeff Heath? He just looked at me like, what?
Cooper Kupp doesn't need to be playing.
Cooper Kupp is a receiver.
Those are catches that Odell Beckham could be having.
But yeah. All right. Walt, any closing words?
Nope.
Colin, anything else?
He's finding places to plug into.
I actually changed my mind
Uh-oh.
on the fact that you can't blame a game loss on one person.
I'm going to show you the play, and you can watch it for yourself.
Because if your team is winning by, let's say, like 2 points in the final last little seconds of a game, or not even little seconds, just like the last few minutes, and you have a chance to run on the clock, but the other team has the ball, so you can't. If a ball is thrown directly at you, and you miss the interception, and you're on defense, that's your fault. I do.
Yep.
I gave it some thought, and now
I will give y'all the one circumstance, or one of the circumstances. I will accept it's this guy's fault we lost thing. If it is the end of the game, you're on your 15-yard line, and there are 12 seconds left, and all you have to do is kneel the ball to win the game, and you take a snap on third down and you spike it, and then on fourth down you spike it again, yes, that is on you. I will blame you for that one, but you would have to be an organizational terrorist for that. So other than that, that's all I got. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us and listening. We always enjoy doing this, and if you guys ever want to be on the podcast, let us know. We'll talk to anybody. We don't care.
We love guests.
Yeah, we're not fancy. So until next time, we wish you all the success.
#don't and good luck.